It's Crocus right here on your classic metal show, and that's called Burning Bones, and that goes out by way of via email request. We've got a lot of email requests tonight there, Mr. Chris.
My God, I started to think we were a music show for a minute.
No, we actually had gotten a lot of email requests as well as chat room requests. People wanted to hear a lot of tunes tonight, so...
That's always good when we have no topics. So
well, but we do, because things have just kind of been developing a little bit as we've been going along the way here.
Right.
But that one is for our good friend Mark at Stevenson Ranch, California. He wanted to hear some old classic Crocus, Burning Bones.
Well, there you go.
And we heard Doro, something new from her Raise Your Fist.
Right.
With Revenge.
Right.
Motley Money in the chat room wanted to hear that.
And by raise your fist, she doesn't mean she wants to get fisted, does she?
I don't think so.
You don't think Doro's into fisting?
Well, I don't know about Doro, but that was for Motley Money. Then the Demon loves Chuck Negron's cock. She wanted to hear that Joetown tune.
I like that.
What happened to those guys? We had them on the show a few years ago, and then I never heard anything about them again.
That was it. They were a one and done, but I liked that album a lot.
One and done. It was like very bluesy, Zeppelin-y type, rock.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
And then gone.
Well, I find that interesting that she remembered Joetown.
Yeah, I like Joetown.
I did. I liked that guy. I liked our guest. What was his name?
Joe.
Joe?
I think it was Joe from town.
Joe Town. No, what was his name? Let's hear. I got his name right here.
I don't know.
Joe Delaney was his name.
Right.
And he was a good guest.
He was fun.
And Joe Town. One and done, as you say.
Yep. One and done.
So, I don't know. It was interesting she remembered that.
Yeah, well, good. I like that.
Joetown. And we had some Motorhead for Diamond Ryan, who keeps being very derogatory toward me, Chris. I'm really upset about that.
It's derogatory toward you?
Yeah, he keeps calling me a dick and you ass and play some Motorhead, you dick, and, it's like, what? Okay.
Well, how about that? And then he fell out of the chat room. See how that works?
Whatever. Had some testament there.
Oh, did I just throw him out of the chat room? Sorry about that.
Oh, I don't give a shit about that. I just think that's funny.
Oh, I must have accidentally pushed the ban button since he was giving you shit.
Not that I care. But nevertheless, too funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, Steve Jackson checking in too. People sending in their emails and their private messages to me in the chat room. So
that's good.
People love the tunes. All right. Well, being that I normally direct the show,
yes,
I'm going to give you your choice.
Okay.
You sent over a Happy Time with Harry.
I did.
We could do a Mark Nero lengthy email.
No, that's not going to happen.
Well, again, I'm just giving you your choice.
Okay.
Or let me see here. Let me look at something.
I just sent you over a breaking news piece too. Did you get that? Breaking music piece that I just got.
I don't know. What was it under?
It's related to Brownsville Station.
Oh, the smokin-in-the-boys-room thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Matt turned me right on to where I could get the new album. Of course, there's a new re-recording of Smokin' in the Boys.
And I guess we have to ask the question, why?
Why? And
because the first one wasn't good enough and the covers aren't good enough, so the what's ever left of this band had to re-record it.
And didn't the guy that wrote this song die?
Yeah, Cub Coda.
Yeah, like I would know that name.
Well, he played drums with Ted Nugent for a while, and when he passed away, our good friend Mick Brown from Dokken, is now in,
right,
is now in Ted Nugent's band.
Yeah, and TNN and Dokken and
So Cub Coda, passed away.
Yeah.
So, what's the point?
Well, we might have to hear it. Might be better.
Okay, so Brownsville Station re-recorded their own song, or what? This current lineup of Brownsville Station re-recorded "Smokin'-in-the-boys-room"?
Yes, they have a brand new album. It is called "Still Smokin'."
After 40 years, it's surprising they haven't caught cancer yet.
Yeah, Still Smokin'. But right in the middle of the album, track number 7 of 13, "Smokin'-in-the-boys-room" 2012.
How bad is it when you have to live off the legacy of one song that you had? When did "Smokin'-in-the-boys-room" come out? It was like 72 or something like that?
Let's look that right up. Wikipedia.
I'm thinking 72. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking in that time frame.
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see. Come on, Wikipedia. Fuck. Wikipedia. Go there.
Brownsville Station, "Smokin'-in-the-boys-room."
Well, I can't imagine if I type in Brownsville Station, I'm going to get anything but "Smokin'-in-the-boys-room."
Jackal says 73 to 74, so I'm in the ballpark if that's the case.
Brownsville Station Band. They are remembered for a top 10 single, "Smokin'-in-the-boys-room," 1973.
Okay, so I was off by a year.
Yep.
I was close.
Let's see. Where's the lineup? I want to see who the current members are.
It should be over on the right-hand side.
God, I clicked band members. All it says is former members.
Former members.
Doesn't have any. It doesn't even list current members. Even Wikipedia doesn't know they're still a band. And if Wikipedia doesn't have it, god damn.
Well, when
somebody dies,
it's updated like within seconds.
Yeah, you can still smell that last breath on their rotting corpse, and it's like, and it's on Wikipedia, but not this. I guess Wikipedia doesn't care about this rotting corpse. So yeah,
there's nothing on them at all.
Nothing about their new.
Well, does it say anything about Cub Coda on there?
Let's see. Yeah, Cub Coda has a link.
Okay, when did he die? It was like 5 years.
2000.
Okay, so it's been 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years since Cub Coda bit the dust.
Right.
And that's about all it says about him. It has a big long thing about his career, but
yeah, but he played with Ted Nugent there for a while. I know that.
Yeah. He also had a solo album called Box Lunch. In case you were curious about that.
I know I was.
Wow, this sucks. On June 30th, 2000, while promoting his new album, he became ill.
Yeah, he had cancer or something.
Yeah, although he was recovering from kidney disease, which required dialysis, Coda died the next day at age 51.
You fuck up the bag, you lose the lunch.
Well, he lost the lunch, all right.
What a perfect clip. Oh my God.
That was good. Right on time.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you need to know about this guy.
Because I know I saw Ted Nugent on the Rocks Never Stops tour like in 90, I want to say it was 98 or 99, and he had Cub Coda on drums.
Right. And then the next year, Cub was in the ground.
Dead.
Dead!
Fucking dead.
Setting up those magic drums in the sky for
right.
that big band with Jimmy Page or Jimmy Page.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix and Dimebag and whoever else.
And they're up there playing together, and they're in a band, and he got his golden Gibson.
That's right. The lights are shining on them on that Golden Cloud stage.
Oh my God. That reminds me, I was thinking about that tribute we did to that for that internet DJ. One of those other internet DJs.
One of the other internet DJs. The badass Brian Boone.
Brian Badass Boone about like 4 years ago, 5 years.
I'm half tempted to say, just pull that up and play it for the next hour.
Oh my
we'll listen to that
God.
tribute. It's just as fucking funny as anything we're going to say tonight.
Oh, that was like I remember getting my my first quote unquote smartphone,
Right.
and I was sitting out by a river with a friend, and we were just sitting there listening back to that.
Brian, you're up in heaven and you earned your rockin' wings.
They handed you a golden Les Paul Gibson or something like that. And you're up there playing guitar.
You're rocking with the gods.
Right? What's wrong with you?
Oh, shit. That was horrendous.
Oh, man.
I don't know what's more horrendous, that tribute or the fact that we were such dicks.
It was just so stupid.
Yeah. And playing the Lord's Prayer in like some spooky voice.
Look at Guilt Dog. I guess heaven needed a drummer. as if John Bonham wasn't enough.
John Bonham couldn't play shit compared to Cub Coda in the afterworld.
Look at MT Dom. You guys were absolutely horrible against him. Nobody was against anybody. It wasn't against Brian Badass Boone. It was the horrible tribute. That's what we were talking about.
I wonder if in heaven, if Cub Coda is any better or worse than John Bonham, because you would think in heaven they're all perfect, right? So that would make once they all die, then Cub Coda's every bit the drummer as John Bonham,
right?
Don't you think?
You would think,
and that's how I always thought of it. Anyways, Brownsville Station, Led Zeppelin, kind of like the same band.
Yeah, pretty much. I compare the two often.
Yeah, exactly. When I think of great drummers of the 70s, those are the only two names that come to my mind.
In fact, as of 10 minutes ago, you never heard the name Cub Coda before. Exactly. Oh, my God.
Oh, we're getting in stupid mode now.
I guess.
I like it.
Jeez. So should we listen to the re-record of Smokin' in the Boys' Room because it was so necessary?
I got to think that it's good. I didn't even listen to it. I just knew it was going to be awesome, so I just threw it right to you.
So I take it your friend Matt is listening.
No, him and I were emailing back and forth. He may be listening. I'm not sure, but I actually bought it. I bought this song.
Oh, really? You downloaded it? Holy shit! Look
did.
at you for your $1.20 or whatever they're charging now.
Look, I'm committed to this show, man. I will spend anything to make sure the show is better, even $1.
Look at Jackal One. Cub could play halos around Bonham.
Jesus!
Wow. All right, well, because it was so necessary and because the world demanded it,
yeah,
we needed a 40-year-old song re-recorded by what's left. I don't even know who's in this band.
By some semblance of the band.
Right. Still rather hear Motley Crue do it, even with the over-bloated Vince Neil.
Yeah, no kidding.
But, okay, so whomever it is in Brownsville Station, the one-hit wonders of the early 70s, they re-recorded Smokin' in the Boys' Room.
Awesome.
So let's see what they did with it.
All right.
Just seem to have one of those days when everybody's getting on your case. Everybody from your teacher right on down to your best girlfriend. I used to have them just about all the time, but I found a way to get out of it. Let me tell you about it. Sitting in the classroom thinking it's a drag. Listening to the teacher rap just ain't my bag.
This is about as bad as the Loverboy re-records.
This is horrible.
This is just like some, local band in the garage just, warming up to this.
I could have heard this last night at karaoke.
Holy smokes. This is as bad as the slowed down version of the Loverboy tunes.
Yeah, it is. I did like that spoken word intro, though, the fucking Hilljack spoken word. Hey, did y'all ever have one of them days when everyone's on your case, from your teacher all the way down to your best girlfriend? I used to have all that just about all the time, but I found a good way to get out of it. Let me just tell you about it now here.
Little did you know it was that was spoken by and played by a little-known guitarist out of Arkansas by the name of RH Metal.
RH found himself a band. He's in Brownsville Station.
Look at that. Did the drummer miss a beat? They can't fix that shit.
I think we should start this song over. I think we're going somewhere with this.
Wow. All right. Smoking in the boys' room.
All
Brownsville Station. Re-record.
I'm picturing Joe Dirt singing it.
Right.
You ever seem to have one of those days when everybody's getting on your case? Everybody from your teacher right on down to your best girlfriend? I used to have them just about all the time, but I found a way to get out of it. Let me tell you about it. Sitting in the classroom thinking it's a drag, listening to the teacher rap just ain't my bag. Noon bells ring, you know that's my cue. I'm gonna meet the boys on floor number 2, smoking in the boys' room.
Well, that was necessary.
That's fucking terrible.
Look who entered the chat room.
Who?
Sentimental Boulevard.
Ooh. Talk about old school sexy making an appearance.
I know. Haven't seen her in years.
Would love to see her again.
Literally years.
That's a sexy young lady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we needed to have Brownsville Station re-record that.
I like this new country version. Sitting in a classroom thinking it's a drag.
Well, you got to slow it down, and then you got to add a lot of soupy reverb to it.
Can you give me some reverb?
Let me see if I can get you a little reverb here, and you can sing it here. Let me see. Reverb. Let me see if I can hook you up.
All right.
All right, we'll see how that is.
Test 1 1.
There you go.
Do I got some reverb here?
There you go.
All right, here we go. I'm sitting in the classroom thinking it's a drag, listening to the teacher rapping just in my bag. But the 2 bells ring, you know it's my cue. I'm gonna meet the boys on floor number 2, smoking in the boys' room. Horrible. Am I any worse than them?
No, you're better. We're in the reverb room.
We're in the gym. That's really horrible.
All right, reverb on cue. You got it.
Right.
You got it when you needed it.
All right, awesome.
Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
What a bunch of fucking squareheads.
Squareheads?
Squareheads.
I'm slipping back into the lexicon of that day.
So, Doghouse, let me ask you: was this necessary?
Fuck no. They just did every old fart man cliche imaginable. Re-recording old song, a bunch of 60-year-old guys doing this. Oh my God! It's like they couldn't do worse if they did one of those teenage romance songs from the 50s.
Right. Well, let me ask you something. Can you personally name another Brownsville Station song? Go.
And let me put it this way to you. Until you told me the name of the band, I couldn't have told you who originally did Smokin' in the Boys' Room. I thought it was Alice Cooper, actually.
Okay. Fair enough. Same
And
era.
they even called the album some lame "Still Smokin'" just to remind everybody.
Yeah. We had one song back in 1973.
Yeah, and it's got that ring of still alive and kicking, back in business, still rocking type bullshit old band album title. You know what I mean?
We're still
The sort of thing that
smoking
Ozzy
after
does
all
the
these
time now.
years.
Yeah. That's the name.
All I know is if there's old men smoking in my boys' room, I'm calling a cop.
I wouldn't know about that.
It could be Ian Hunter, though.
Yeah, that is true.
I'll put it this way. Also, Deep Purple is going to use the name Still Smokin' when they re-record Smoke on the Water.
I think they've already done that.
Probably have done it.
Well, they're going to do it again. Because people forget, you know.
Yeah.
All right, Doghouse. I think Jeff needs another case of Insania served to him.
Yeah, maybe he does. Maybe that'll be enough to convince him to re-record Queen of the Reich 2012.
Exactly, but he doesn't relate to that, so I don't really anticipate he'll be re-recording that anytime soon.
Hold on. He wants to say something. All right, but make it quick. Greetings and salutations, gentlemen. The tongue is a little bit numb from a case of insania. I just wanted to say that if I were to perform that song once again, Queen of the Reich, I would need to re-immerse myself in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and that's just not where I'm at these days.
Well, that's what you said in your last interview, so I don't really anticipate you're going to be performing or re-recording that song, even if the public demands it.
These days, I prefer a friendly game of backgammon. However, I am contemplating re-recording Smokin' in the Boys' Room.
Really?
Yes.
This is an exclusive for the CMS?
Absolutely. It's on my new solo covers album. Jeff Tate sings the hits.
Are you going to add any of your signature saxophone to that song and just kind of, spruce it up a bit?
Of course, it will have a saxophone solo.
Well,
No
Jeff,
guitars, no harmonica, just sax.
Jeff, when you're
In
talking
fact,
about
the album
smoking
is actually going to be called Sax, Lies, and Audio Tape.
Perfect.
Jeff, when you re-record that song, I'm assuming to upgrade the the caliber of the song that you'll be referring to and making a video with everybody smoking pipes in the boys' room instead of cigarettes, because I can't imagine that cigarettes are to your caliber, to your standard.
I am looking into a hookah bar. Not a hooker bar. That is something entirely
A
different.
hookah bar.
Hookah, yes.
Yeah.
It is very ancient from the Arabic tradition. Perhaps you're familiar with hookah. It's a ceremonial pipe that the Arabs like to smoke, and it makes me feel bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal. All right.
Of course, I don't exactly know what that word means, but it makes me feel important to say it. So, allow me. And Neely, something else I think you will find entertaining and intriguing. Another song on Sex, Lies, and Audio Tape is one that I chose to cover with you in mind, as we've been friends for a good number of years. Would you like me to sing a snippet for you?
Oh, please do.
All right. It's a typical G-D-C chord progression. Close your eyes, give me your hand. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only creaming? But am I coming? Oh Lord, I just came.
Is that Jeff Tate doing Tiny Tim doing Susanna Hoffs?
Cut out the middleman. There's no Tiny Tim here.
Sounds like Tiny Tim Tiptoe Through the Tulips version of Burning, Eternal Flame, Bangles.
It's a song about hand jobs, don't you know?
Oh.
Close your eyes, give me your hand. Do you feel my cock. Hold on, where's my notepad?
He's working it out. Working it out as we speak.
Close your eyes, give me your hand. Do you feel my cock throbbing? Do you understand? I'm still working on it.
Well, at least you made it your own, Jeff. That's what's important. Make it your own.
That's one of the things I pride myself on doing all throughout my career, putting my own stamp, my unique Jeffness, Jeffreyosity on it.
Well, that's what Led Zeppelin did with, Robert Johnson songs or Moby Grape songs. They kind of put their own stamp on it,
Oh, certainly, and they paid for it dearly.
They never put any Jeffness on it, though, that's for sure.
Jeffreyosity. And I had the added bonus of having my legal counsel right here. She's my lovely wife, Susan.
Well, Jeff, somebody in our chat room, and I know this is a little beneath you, but I'm going to try a suggestion from the chat room if you would do this for us. Would you be willing to cut us a brand new ID for the Classic Metal Show so that we can play it when we do play some of the hits from your vast catalog?
Just not Queen of the Reich, please.
No. We please, only when we play stuff from like Q2K forward.
Can you send me a list of my catalog and I can check off the songs that I permit you to play it with?
Yes, most certainly we can do that.
Send me a spreadsheet.
Okay.
Send it to Susan.
Okay.
Yes, I will do that.
What was her email address again? cunt@queensryche.org?
Jeff at jefftate.com.
Oh, okay.
Remember, that's Jeff with a G.
Right.
Yes.
Well, make sure she gets it, Jeff.
DEFF.
Right. Make sure she gets it, Jeff.
Of course.
Apparently, she missed the email on the meeting you guys and Queensryche had back in September.
This is rather a sore subject. I don't think you have my best interests in heart when you bring this sort of thing up. I get the feeling you're distinctly making fun.
Not at all.
The point is, Susan checks my email, sometimes Miranda, and Miranda is like a lot of young girls. She forgets things. I don't do the computer thing. I am not the best one when it comes to working the Google machine.
The Google machine, okay. Nice. All right, Jeff.
Now, about this station ID, what should I say?
Well, Jeff, we just want you to put your Jeffness on it, man.
Yeah, put your stamp on the Classic Metal Show ID.
Yeah, put your Jeffiosity on there.
All right, then. How about 1, 2... Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Jeff Tate, formerly of Queensryche, and those days are behind me. Brighter days are ahead for me and you as well, I hope. And you're listening to the Classic Metal Show, although I have no idea why you would slum so low.
It was a little long, Jeff, don't you think?
It has a snap. It has a snap. It has a zip. It has a sense of beaming optimism, don't you think?
I do. And I especially
good.
like it that we're going to use it forever.
I resent that, Christopher.
Only when we play Q2K and above, and only the approved songs, Jeff, of course.
And silent stupidity, of course.
Right.
Yes.
Silence in Tennessee.
Silence in Tennessee.
Right.
Oh, hold on. That was Doghouse. He invaded my body and made me say that.
You sure spend a lot of time at Doghouse's house. What are you doing over there?
Aside from playing a friendly game of backgammon, I am taking up residence. I hadn't wanted to get into it, but well, in talking about marriage, it's an ever-changing thing. It's a fluid thing, and sometimes you just need to take a break from each other. And whenever Susan, says, "That's it, Jeffrey," and sets a pile of my clothes on fire in the yard, I always find myself gravitating over to young Doghouse's domicile.
Nice. Does that happen a lot, Jeff? Does your clothes and belongings get set on fire in the front yard?
Oh, it happens about every Saturday night of late.
Sounds like your ex-marriage here, Chris.
Hey.
Coincidence?
So, Jeff, how are the negotiations going with Andy Summers?
They're going swimmingly. His people are talking to my people. We have had an instant message conversation back when Susan and I were on good terms. She worked the Google machine for me. We send text messages daily, preparing song ideas. He wants to. We've talked about bringing certain songs back into the lineup, but with Andy Summers' own jazz fusion spin, if you will. We've got a lot of surprises in store for you, I can tell you. I'm very excited about it.
Sounds fantastic.
You don't sound very enthused.
It sounds fantastic!
You know, Christopher, you either get on this bus or you get out of the way. That's all I can say. The Queensryche bus will keep on a-rolling. The wheels on the bus go round and round and round and round, and you don't want to find yourself underneath those wheels. That's all I can say.
Well, just don't lick the windows, Jeff. That's all I got to say.
Quite the comedian, aren't we?
Your bus is not short, is it, Jeff?
Short?
Yes.
I don't get your meaning.
You don't ride the short bus, do you, Jeff?
Making some sort of juvenile wisecrack about developmental delays. I don't approve. I'll tell you here and now.
In the frontier, right? Here in the now frontier.
I refuse to stoop this low. In fact, I'm giving the phone back. Take this. Get rid of these. He stomped off.
Well, that must be a difficult house guest you have there, Doghouse.
He's fun for a while, but I have to kick him back to Susan for a while.
Right.
Nice.
After about 3 hours.
Wow. 3 hours?
Yeah, that's about all I can stand at him.
That's barely enough time to consume a bottle of Insania.
He puts him down with the best of them.
Nice. All right, Doghouse, we're going to get back to our Brownsville Station.
How did I get myself roped into this being the world's only Jeff Tate impersonator? Is that going to be on my tombstone?
Probably.
Greetings and salutations. Otherwise, he was an asshole.
Right.
Nice.
Play your old fart music. Maybe you can play the re-recorded version of Radar Love.
There you go.
Fuck you, pal.
There goes the Doghouse.
Here we go.
So apparently,
Yeah.
we needed this Brownsville Station re-recording because I often laid awake at night with my waterbed seeping, thinking to myself, God damn it, when is Brownsville Station going to get their shit together and re-record Smokin-in-the-boys-room, because we need that.
It's amazing that you think that way at night, too, because I swear that's part of the reason I don't sleep anymore. It's all night long. God, if I could just get the re-recording from Brownsville Station and from Slade, man, everything would be right in the world.
Jackal 1, I'm selling my Zeppelin collection and buying the Brownsville Station catalog.
You probably get it for the cost of one of those Zeppelin records.
Right. I'm so happy they did this, though.
Yeah, me too.
Listen to the quality of this.
Smoking in the boys' room. Now, teacher, don't you feel me? Up with your rules. Everybody knows that smoking ain't light in school. Checking out the halls, making sure the coast is clear.
Now, if you heard that,
Yeah.
would you ever go, Hey, is that Brownsville Station doing that version?
No,
That's
no,
my
absolutely
point.
not.
It's just like, what sets them apart to where people would recognize them as going, is that the Motley Crue version? Or is that the new re-recorded version from Brownsville Station?
I think if you heard that, your first reaction would be like, damn, why is that being played?
Yeah. It's like, who did this?
Look, I would rather listen to Chris sing this.
There's nothing distinguishable about this at all.
It's horrendous.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's not good.
Coughing up lung butter in the boys' room.
Jesus.
Nice. But if I heard this, if I wasn't aware of it, it would have never occurred to me that this is, hey, isn't that 40-year-old band redoing their song?
Yeah, well, it's because it's not. The guy that wrote it and sang it is not in the band. He's in the ground.
Right.
So it's not. This is as phony as anything.
Sure. Well, I'm glad Matt sent that over.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
What has more substance? This version of Brownsville Station or the version of Brittany Fox with just the bass player? Honestly, which one is more close to actually being the band?
It's tough, man.
I think they're equal.
Wow.
That is really bad.
That is bad. All right. Well, enough with that.
Enough with that. We've killed an hour and a half on Brownsville Station.
But it's just pathetic.